Hey everyone, it is Havo High here bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. We're on JP and we're going to talk once again about the strongest duo in this game, the LR Kale and Caulifla, or what we call here is the LR Caulifla Kale. And I'm doing a redo of a breakdown because the first one I did, we kind of misinterpreted the translation of the unit, and now we know what this unit can actually do. So we're going to do some more team builds to make sure that you all understand how to maximize the potential of this unit. And so with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff, and always a shout out to DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki for info and images provided. Let's get into it. So just really quick break down this unit here. The SSR, TUR, and LR have different names and they're all usable. That's important for you guys to understand. When you're summoning for this unit, I know it's hard, it's an LR. The best thing to do is to get 3 copies initially to run all 3 forms, and then try to rainbow one later. So this is the strongest pair in the universe. The title says so. Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla and Super Saiyan 2 Kale. It is a join forces category lead for Ki plus 4 HP and attack defense 130%, with a secondary lead of Super AGL, Ki plus 4 HP and attack defense 100%. Now the super attack is the 12 key and the 18 key. They both raises defense. One of course provides colossal damage and the other one mega colossal damage. Now what's important here is that the raises defense acts very similar to the Kaioken mechanic. It is stackable, unlimited stackable at 30% every time they super attack. Now whether it's the 12 key or the 80 key, they will raise their defense 30%. So it can get pretty crazy, and the unit itself is going to be almost unbeatable defensive wise as the fight gets further and further. Now the passive skill is what we all, I won't say all, but a lot of us misinterpreted, and the initial translation we were looking at the or versus and this unit is a and what I mean by that, I'll get into it in a second here. Attack and defense is 66% base with an additional attack, right? That additional attack will not be a super attack. It would just be additional attack, just like Evolution Vegeta, all right? So that's 2 attacks automatically, no matter what. Then here's where it gets really crazy, is Ki plus 1 up to 6 Ki, and a chance to evade enemies' attack, including super attack, plus 6% up to 66 with each attack performed. Now, if you're doing 2 attacks every single turn, then it only takes 3 turns to max this out. However, if you're going to add potential orbs into the additional attack, they might do even more attacks, and they are probably going to do another attack up to like 4 attacks here. Or 5, or it can even be more with the potential orb in there. So I'll explain once again in a second here. It just gets very confusing, but really exciting. So so it could be that first turn you might max out the full-on buff, and we'll get back to this the 6+ key on there. Now here's the and versus or. Attack plus 10%. Universe 6 join forces pure Saiyans. It's not an or, so we were thinking that it was going to be attack 10% if any one of these were on there. But if all of them have this category tag, it's actually plus 10% and each one of these. So a maximum of 30% for an individual that has all 3 of these category tags. Now the only unit that actually has all 3 category tags is the 3 that you're actually looking at, the SSR, the TUR, and the LR of Kale and Caulifla. All right, so everything else, it's either going to be 2 or just 1 of the category tags. So that's one incredible. Then if that wasn't enough, launch an additional super attack when there's a Universal Survival Saga and / or, it's kind of and or pure Saiyan. So if the person that you're fighting, for example UI Goku, he is a Universal Survival Saga and a pure Saiyan's category enemy, so you're gonna do 2 additional super attacks. That's right. that would be 3 full on if you max out their super attack initially, right? That'll be your normal super attack. Then you have these 2 additional super attacks, and you have an additional normal attack. That's 4 attacks if you're fighting a Universal Survival Saga / Pure Saiyans enemy, right? And if, like I said, if you have the potential orbs in there and you have additional attack, it could be 5 or 6 attacks in that one round there. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know if they actually wanted this to be how this unit actually is. I don't know if Bandai messed up or whatever. So it feels like an error, but hey, we have it now. The Link skills are Super Saiyan, Battlefield Diva, Prepare for Battle, Warriors of Universe 6, Tournament Power, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. So mostly key links here. So there's only 2 attack links, 3 attack links actually. So, and but hey, doesn't need any key at all, and the attack is already crazy anyway. So category is Peppy Gals, Universal Survival Saga, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Join Forces, and Universe 6. So 6 categories in its sense there. Here's the interesting thing about the key meter. You can actually get up to 30 key on this because of that extra +6 in the passive. So you get to your 24 max, then you get that +6, that's 30, which turns it into a 225% key multiplier, which is the highest out of any unit in the game. Yeah, this is really crazy. The max stats here: 22,000 HP, 20,000 attack, and defense 15. Yeah, it's I'm speechless. So you would definitely consider this one of the best units in the game, if not the best unit of the game, because of all these things that it has, but it's very specialized. If you don't have all 3 of the LR, the TUR, or the SSR, you're going to limit a little bit of your extra bonuses. However, if it was just running solo, it would still be an incredible unit because you're going to do these additional attacks. And not to mention the 30% increase in super attack for defense and a 66% evade. It doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense they had an evade with the stackable defense on there. So yeah, anyway. So that's, again, the breakdown here. I guess I keep talking. So let's look at where it falls in all the LRs here. So I think this is a outlier LR, right? It's a category 130, the outlier, just like Bardock, just like Go Punks. This feels like 177% unit, right? Not just a 130 category. So I still think that there's going to be 3 more category 130s, or they're going to throw that curveball and actually do 10 category 130 units on here. But that's kind of where it falls in the whole scheme of things. So now let's take a look at teams and team builds. So the first team that you want to try to get if you have all these units is this team here, the Universe 6 team, with all 3 versions of LR Kale and Caulifla, LR Kale, and LR Freeku. Alright, so if you have these units, I think this is the best team to run. Now you see the little 1 stars, 3 stars, and 2 stars. That's how many buffs that the LR is going to get. Or actually the Kale or Caulifla, because it doesn't have to have the LR. All 3 of them can get buffs. So I think this is the best team. You're going to basically run Hit in an LR Freeku in one rotation, and then you're going to run LR Kale and then the TUR Kale in a second rotation with SSR floating, the Hit floating, and then the Super Saiyan 2 Kale, the support unit, as a floater as well. So all this, the passive buffs for Kale is it provides 140% buff to the attack at the LR, equaling 206% damage increase. Crazy. The TUR is going to have 98% boost, totaling up to 158. Then you have the SSR 84% increase, a total of 134. That's right, you have an SSR 134% damage increase. Once again, we haven't even talked about the extra attacks and all these different things that are a part of it. It's still just crazy. Now, if you don't have some of these units, you do have, of course, the alts there, but I think if you have all these, you're going to run this team, and this team is incredible. So let's say you don't have LR Friku, and let's say you didn't get lucky enough to pull 3 of these units, only pull 2, right? This might be the team that you're going to run. So you're only just going to have the LR Caulifla Kale on there, and then you probably, your best bet is running a dual support team. So you're going to bring in Champa on here along with the Super Saiyan 2 Kale support. And I think this runs really, really well. You're going to reduce just a little bit on the Caulifla Kale's passive. It's going to be 130% versus 140, equaling to 196. Oh, shame, 196% attack buff. And then a 91% to equaling 151% on the TUR. Now you are going to get that extra support unit in Champa, so that does work out there. And then of course you do have these other support. If you don't have Champa, you can run Vados, or vice versa. And maybe instead of running the Super Saiyan 2 Kale, you're going to run Vados because you might not have her yet, right? So, but you do want to run Super Saiyan 2 Kale because she does have those 2 stars, right? Those 2 buffing dynamics as a Universe 6 and as a what am I missing? Pure Saiyan, right? Vados only gets Universe 6. Alright, so that's Universe 6. Let's say you don't have Hit, and that could be very problematic because I think a lot of people are now going to summon for Hit if they've pulled LR Caulifla Kale. So if you don't have Hit, you're going to be basically running just the Joint Forces team, and that team can still be really, really good. And once again, you're going to have that LR Friku to make this thing shine. Now, running it this way, even though you're running at only 130% HP attack and defense, you are going to get one of the highest buffs that you can get in the passes for the Caulifla Kale. Now, once again, this is running all 3, SSR, TUR, and LR. So this is basically the team that you're running. And yeah, this is still a great team to run. Now, how you're going to run this is going to be interesting. Is is that you're actually going to have LR Friku kind of as a floater. If you don't want to run him as a floater, then you're going to run an LR Caulifla Kale as a floater, which is kind of weird there. So they can link up, but the LR Friku isn't going to have a reduction of damage unless it comes back a second round. So there are different ways of combining this, because the best duo with LR Friku would be actually Paragus, because he does reduce attack on his super attack. So the combinations, you can run multitude of different things here, and that Bodamagetta is on there just for that extra 10% to all the Caulifla Kale units. If you don't have that unit, you can get the free-to-play Namekians there. You are going to get Joint Forces and Universe 6 on there. The rest of the LRs on here, just 1 star. You're only going to get 1 buff to the Caulifla Kales there. But yeah, interesting team on this here. Yes, you're not getting 170%, which is 80% difference when you're adding the friend buff as well. But hey, all in all, this team can still destroy a lot of different things. Finally, if you don't have, if you don't want to run this team here, and you have some other units, the final team that you can run would be Pure Saiyans, running Transformation Vegeta, and this would be the team, and I would recommend to run is once again the 3, which is SSR, TUR, and LR Caulifla Kale, and another dual support. So you're going to be running Paragus and the Super Saiyan 2 Kale on here. Now, once again, you can substitute one of the supports out for a for the physical Kale or the Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla. Those will still give you 2 stars there if you want an additional attacker. But this way you can just still beef up that LR Caulifla Kale and rock and roll. So in this case scenario, it's going to be 150% LR buff to equaling to 216% to their attack, 105 for the TUR, totaling 165, and then 90% to the SSR, totaling 140% buff on this team here. So yeah, really nice. And there's not really much more I can say. I just really wanted to do this video again because that first time I was kind of underselling this unit because it was the ore, right? Or you get 10% each, it's fine. You can get it to 136%. That's great. But now you're going to get all the way up to like 216 on a joint forces team. I think that's the highest you can probably go unless I'm missing a couple units. But yeah. Is this the strongest duo? As of as of right now, it seems like it, and not only attack wise but defensive wise, it's incredible. So anyway, comment below, tell me what you guys think. You know, are you guys summoning for it? Are you guys going all out? Because you have Golden Week just got introduced with the information for transformation trunks and Zamasu. Are you waiting for that? Oh man, Dokkan is rehyped once again. So anyway, with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time.